So I'm a big believer in this. My life is not about actions. Actions are easy. Went and got a coffee this morning and drove to work. My life's about 75 to 80% about reactions. How do I react when my kids have a problem at school? When somebody's health goes sideways? Life will be determined how I react to things that don't go as planned. I think about that all the time because life is not linear. There's always a boss, a spouse, a kid, a teacher. Something goes sideways. How will you react to it? And you'll find that people's personalities are amplified in crisis. Jerks are bigger jerks. Compassionate people are more compassionate. I mean, folks, we have a tiny percentage of America that can't wear a mask on a plane. They just completely unravel. It's too much to ask. That's how they react to being asked to do something that we all think stinks. I hate it too. I'm just a grown-up. So I want you to think about this. Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers both got mad at their organizations this offseason. Now, there was limitations on what Seattle or Green Bay could do because Russell makes so much money and Aaron makes so much money. So the organizations were somewhat limited. And so Seattle went out, got Russell a new offensive coordinator, an old left guard, probably a one-year player, and a nice tight end. But they didn't have a lot of money. They couldn't rearrange the deck chairs, and they didn't have a lot of draft picks. Green Bay drafted a wide receiver, tried to redo Aaron's contract. How did they react to it? Russell Wilson viewed what Seattle did, which was very small, as a positive step. He quickly pivoted to what his agent, Mark Rodgers, told me was the greatest offseason he's ever had. He became Mr. Seahawk, making calls, trying to get players signed. And yesterday he was brilliant. 18 of 23 in a true road game against a team that will probably win their division. Well, the Colts will. Buttoned up, slick. How did Aaron handle his offseason bumps? Brooding, condescending, still talking about it up until a week ago, taking shots at the organization, making you know he does not need football, 50-50 retirement. He actually said that publicly. Look at how both of them handled an off-season crisis. It amplified their personality. Russell tends to be optimistic and hopeful and a unifier. When he transferred to Wisconsin, within 10 days, didn't know a player. They named him captain. Favre and Rodgers didn't get along for years. It amplified it. The moody, prickly, condescending Aaron. As they say, the sins of summer are paid in the fall and winter. The Packers were disorganized, looked lost, looked gassed. The Seahawks were brilliant. Green Bay didn't even play a true road game. They played a rebuilding team. Isn't it interesting? Life is overwhelmingly how you and I react to non-perfect situations because we mostly control stuff. You get up, you drive to work, you get your coffee, you go to work, you do a good job, you come home, your dogs and cats love you. A lot of action. That's easy stuff. Our life is only difficult. Joy's mine, Ryan's yours. Stuff goes sideways. Teacher calls. Spouse drives you nuts. Boss gives you limitations. How do you react to it? Going to throw a fit in an airplane? Going to be brooding, petulant all off season? Or do you do a Russell Wilson and quickly pivot to, I make a lot. We don't have a ton of draft picks. They got me a better guard. They changed offensive coordinators. LFG. Let's go. That's what Seattle's quarterback did. And what you saw was a result of it. And Green Bay's quarterback, even after the game, kind of the typical, no big deal, relax, RELAX, Aaron Rodgers. Is it just one game? Cincinnati appears to have a punch. Be playing them soon. Is that just one game? Crisis amplifies a man's personality. You see the two on TV right now? You know which one I'd choose. And to that, let's talk Baker against Mahomes. That was a really good game and really fun. I know what you think this morning. Colin, you're going to be very critical. Okay, listen. If you had to boil down the difference between great quarterbacks and competent ones in this league, it comes down to this. The great ones are unaffected by score. They lead, they trail, it doesn't matter. Tom Brady, Thursday night, great example. He gets the ball back, minute 20 left. Every single person on the Cowboys, everybody in the stands, every security guard, every popcorn vendor, every player knows Tom's got to throw in every down. So what? It doesn't matter. I mean, basically, Dallas pinning their ears back, pass rush, he's got to throw. It doesn't matter. Tom was so effective, he threw 3 straight balls out of bounds because he got there so fast. And think about Baker Mayfield. When Baker had a lead, a running game. By the way, Kevin Stefanski is one of the top 5 play callers in the world. He is a great play caller. Baker's throwing on 3rd and 2, 2nd and 4. Very effective. Now let's throw in some variables. Oh, our punter fumble. Nick Chubb fumbles. Game's close. Now it's on me. I've got to throw. Interception. Jared Goff in 2018 and Jimmy Garoppolo in 2019. Playing with a lead, a good play caller, an excellent running game, got to the Super Bowl. Ryan Tannehill with Derrick Henry, playing with a lead, very effective. Goff, Garoppolo, Tannehill. But the minute yesterday, Kansas City knew, it's a couple minutes left, Baker's got to throw. That changes everything. Because Goff, and Baker, and Garoppolo, this league, the separation is this. Mahomes trailed all first half and most of the second. And especially as you got into the late third and early fourth, Mahomes has to throw. So, 3 touchdowns, no picks, 143 passer rating. Literally, the score is irrelevant with Brady. It's irrelevant with Russell Wilson. It's irrelevant with Patrick Mahomes. The minute you knew Baker in the last 2 drives had to throw, wasn't the same quarterback. Because now everybody knows what the quarterback, linebackers drop into coverage. Pass rushers pin their ears back. And Baker's a guy. And by the way, again, Goff, Garoppolo to a Super Bowl. Cleveland's going to win 12 games. Don't take a ton from this. But that is the difference. Cleveland coaches know there is a script with Baker. Do not let him ad lib. Do not leave him to his own judgment and devices. Manage the game. And by the way, this offensive line is good enough. They are going to manage this and control the tempo on almost everybody on their schedule. They don't have to have Mahomes firing back at Arrowhead. That's the toughest game. We told you all week. This is the toughest game in their schedule. This is no fun. By the way, I believe Mahomes now in September has 35 touchdowns and no interceptions. This was a loss, and you played really well. But for the great ones, it doesn't matter what the score is. Hey, I love Lamar Jackson. He's better with a lead than trailing. And I think he's great. Aaron Rodgers is great. He's always been a better quarterback with a lead than trailing. Always. He's got very few come from behind wins. And to Baker Mayfield's credit, he acknowledged the only time of the game that matters is everybody knows you got to make a play. Can you or will you? And those critical moments are almost always for a quarterback. They know you're throwing. They know you've got to throw. It's why Mahomes has separated from the league. His Super Bowl run that he won, he trailed in every playoff game. He trailed 24-0. So, he is more than any quarterback in football. Score irrelevant. The only thing that affects Patrick Mahomes is the one thing that affects every quarterback that's ever played the game. If he's running for his life on every single play like the Super Bowl, Manning, Aikman, Wilson, it doesn't matter. Nobody wins with that. Nobody wins with that variable. We literally can't protect the quarterback. He's running for his life. But the other variables matter very little for Patrick Mahomes. For the rest of the league, mostly, and Baker, it's the difference between great and good. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.